Welcome back to the weekly Speedrun Showcase series. My name is Mr. Sir. Welcome to the channel. Today I've got Hollow Knight True Ending NMG for the second time. We're going to be going much more in-depth today on speedrun tech and how to go fast, as opposed to, an intro to the game or really to this route in general. We've done that already in our first two videos of this series, Any% 101 or T1, respectively. So, I'm back home from GDQ. Had a freaking blast. Commentated the Hollow Knight True Ending race with Gwonky between Visuals and Stratus. I won't spoil the ending there, but it was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun, outside of the actual event, just hanging out with everybody. I did get COVID towards the end, which is very cringe, but whatever. I also, you might notice, probably not, but you might, grabbed some old decor from my parents' house that I thought I threw out, honestly. I got my globe, sick. And I got my lava lamp, way more sick. I just turned it on, so it's not lavaing yet. But we'll be here for like an hour, so it'll get there. In Dirtmouth here, start jumping when I started jumping, because there's a slow zone on the ground, and just going to be off of the ground for as much as possible here. And watch as I walk off this ledge, wait like 1 frame after landing, and then jump. Full jump. That's the fastest way to get into that well. Nobody other than me cares about that, but if you're curious, I used to run 4 mask shards. I cared about that sort of thing. In this room, just avoid Gruzzers as you're positioning yourself for the Gruzzer drop, and then hope you don't get hit. If you get hit out of your inventory drop, just reopen it. Not a huge deal. Here, we're going to kill this Aspid as quickly as we can, which was very slow here, and immediately get up to this spot right at the edge of the fence. And then as soon as you see those Aspids spawn, immediately jump over and try to slash that spike. You need to greed every frame of that, but you need to wait for the Aspids, and then greed every frame. Do this room just like I did. This is called Gome Room, or Gome Room 1, and that's Gome Cycle. The only thing is where I jumped over that bench fly and pogoed it, you can actually just walk off the ledge onto the spikes and pogo them. That's the normal strat, but sometimes the bench fly's in a weird spot, and I like to pogo it. Personal preference. Coming up in this room is Statue Pogo. Don't do this. Right here, don't do that. It saves 1/4 of a second, and it loses like a second if you miss it, so I don't recommend it. There's just better things to spend your time learning. I did it because I learned it when I was young and dumb. And now I hit it, so I might as well go for it and save the 1/4 second, but... Coming up on False Night here, something that you can do is try to keep these husks like inside the arena. I didn't really do anything to that effect here, so there'll only be 2 husks geo in here. But it's good to keep them in there so you get the geo from when they die. As you're doing these cycles, you want to just delay your first hit a tiny bit, because like that, because he's invulnerable for like a tiny bit after you try to hit him again. And ideally, each cycle you only tank one damage, and I hit both cycles here. On the 9th hit, I up slash and walk into him, and then it's 4 hits after that. They're 13 hit cycles. If you mess up the cycle, and you know you're gonna mess it up, still up slash and walk into him at the same time you would otherwise, because that's going to be faster than having him hit you. You get less knockback, probably. I don't know. Just trust me, bro. You can pick this up if you want to. You don't have to. City Crest, also known as Hegemon's Blessing, lovingly by TE runners who pick it up for no reason. Like myself. Then this room's just obnoxious. So, also you can interact with the Snail Shaman here like pretty far left. Maybe even further left than I am right now. So I recorded the first like 10 minutes of this video over the wrong PB. I recorded it over the run that's on these splits right now. And this is me after that. I got a drink. This is a kombucha spritzer from Wegmans. If you don't know where Wegmans is, move to the northeast. Break that first plank as soon as you wake up, so you don't have to break it later. And then those next 6 planks, not a big deal if you can't break them like super optimally. I didn't get trinomi planks in this run because the husk was in the wrong spot. It just happens. Don't worry about it. Always remember to up slash that Balder and then pogo this Vengefly. And fireball as high as you can here to start that stagger as early as possible, but don't fireball too high or else you waste the fireball and then you need 2 spits. Or worse. I get Soul Catcher. I don't really recommend that to anybody. I'm just so used to doing it that I'm just gonna get better runs if I get it. I know that. It's not faster, but it's not that much slower, so for consistency I still get it, but I wouldn't get it if I were you. Coming up on Gruzzer Climb here. I am gonna commentate as if I didn't have Soul Catcher. So you need 6 hits of soul in this room for 2 casts. 4, 5, 6. And to aggro the Balder, you hit this background object, and then go behind that step and wait for it to kill the Balder. You don't just go back immediately. And then for this fireball skip, I had 2 fireballs, so I did a little different one, but if you only have 1 fireball, like you should, you want to turn around and fire it at about half of the height of the jump. Optimally. Get 2 hits off of this fella. I only got 1. 1 hit off of this one, and then 2 hits off this one. So that brings you up to 5 hits. And then in this next room, if you've gotten all those hits, you don't have to count on any hits from these birds. And then get these 2 for a total of 7 hits. And then you're going to do a fireball skip here with 2 casts right after the peak of your jump. And then you have 1 hit of soul left. And then you want to get 2 off this fella, and then 3 off the Moss Charger underneath here. I'm doing other shit. Do as I say, not as I do. What I did is technically faster, but just listen to me. And then that fireball skip, again, at the peak of your jump, you want to do 2 fireballs. That's a pretty tight jump. You got to make sure you jump late enough there. As you exit this room, you want to have at least 8 hits of soul. Because you're going to do this Moss Knight double. And you want to just get him. I don't think I jumped high enough, and that's why he didn't jump back. It could be something else. It's a little finicky, but that's a general recipe for it. So anyways, if you have no soul, you want to get 3 hits off these first 2 guys. I only got 2. 1 hit each off of these ones, and then both hits off of this one, and you'll be good. I have Soul Catcher, so I'm also good. As you can see, I missed the quick kill here, but that's exactly how you want to back it up. Go fall off onto that right platform, and he'll just follow you down, and you can get your nail hits in, and it's not catastrophic. You can continue runs if you do that. But if he starts flying over to the left, I mean, it gets ugly fast, so. I'm actually glad that I missed that in a run that I was going to commentate, because that's good. Good to show. Alright, and Hornet, she staggers every 5 hits, try to keep her in a corner, and shoot fireballs. If you can hit her with a fireball, and that fireball will stagger her, sometimes that'll double. Doubles are more likely on Hornet and on all bosses if you just jump a little bit first before you fire it. I have no idea why. Also, she can iframe fireballs sometimes, so be careful with your nail cancels. That's not saying don't nail cancel, I'm just saying like it can happen, so don't blame me. And then there's a save and quit. Name of the game for this split is Getting Soul on the way to Grandmother. There's not a lot going on other than that, just some movement. Grab this Geo chest. We actually recently swapped to getting this chest in this split instead of right after we kill False Knight. It's because we can dash. It saves half a second, maybe. Like, I can see how it's technically optimal, but like, like I said, you need to get 6 hits of soul on the way to Grezmom. You can do it in some different ways. I also have Soul Catcher, remember, so like, I have so much soul already. By the stag. Dash at the start of this patch of grass, and that way you'll fall straight into the hole. And headed to Grozmother here. The quick kill is 3 nail cancels, and then 6 nail hits afterwards. So, now fireball, now fireball, now fireball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. That was really bad. I don't know why I was pogoing on her. Like, she wasn't going up. You do want to pogo if she goes, like, straight up. But she didn't, so. And then you'll try for a 2 fireball cleanup, and if you don't get it, you improvise. I've been messing around with, like, nail slash setups. I have not gotten one. I'm sure there is one. I just haven't found it. So if you're doing a 2 fireball or a 1 fireball shade skip, the order of operations here is bench, buy Shaman Stone, and then immediately go die. Don't go to Sly, just die immediately. There's a 0 fireball skip that you can choose to learn. I actually tried it recently, it's not that bad. And it saves like 5 seconds to do that over the fireball ones. So for that one, you would do just like any percent. Just get hits on the way to grabbing Sly and die on the way back. But this is how you do it with one of the fireball skips. And remember to equip Shaman Stone as you spawn in. You can open the menu pretty early. And that's the 2 fireball skip for you. That's how we did it back in my day, before these youngins decided to start cutting fireballs out all over the place. Jeez. Moral of the story in this area, the water is slow. Don't be in it. That's step 1. Step 2 is try to get as many dashes in as possible. So the movement here is different when you have Claw, just a little heads up, but if you don't have Claw, do exactly what I did. And then hit that lever through the floor, forgot to say that. And then just mash here, baby. So, I don't know if you watched my last video, my T101 video. It was kind of rough. I forgot my mic. I just forgot to bring it, so this was at GDQ's where I recorded and edited that. I forgot my mic at home, so I had to use and I forgot my camera. So I used my laptop camera and mic. It was my headset mic, but not this nice headset, a different one. It was rough. And then, okay, hold on, one second. For Dreamplats, it's important that you have a strat. You just need to have a strategy. So you can use my strategy here. That's fine. I think there are like slightly faster ones, but this is just fine. Like you're losing a second max if you do exactly what I do. And then also my editing software just crashed every time I tried to open it on my laptop because my laptop's awful. And everyone I tried just had no functionality whatsoever. So I couldn't like add music, make cuts in the video at all, anything. It was terrible. So sorry about that. For Seer Skip here, you pause, repress to the right and unpause and then dash 3 times. It's not that hard as long as you know that it's a repress. Some rooms in this game, on this patch, you can't like hold a direction through the transition. It just pretends you're not holding it, and that's one of them. So. Through crossroads here, just kind of watch my movement. This is what you should be doing. I like this movement. You don't do this like in any other category because you don't have this equipment going through this way, or you just don't go through this way. I hesitate a little bit there because I was a little too high. But other than that, pretty good. You want to grab 4 hits of soul on the way as well, which I did. I think there's a faster strat in this room, but I'm an old LP runner and that's how I do it. I also think there's like a faster strat in this room, but I don't know it. My strat is completely fine. This is another area, that drop right there, you need to just have a strategy. Like, have a plan, and get good at that plan. Nail cancel plus 3 nail hits here. 1, 2, 3, or sorry. I think it's 2 nail hits and then 2 nail cancels on the other one. I don't quite remember. Whatever I did. And then you want to gather some soul. And you can take damage in that fight too, because the Charm Notch refills your soul. As you enter Who here, you want to have 1 hit short of full soul. When you're in Elder Who, try to get doubles. And other than that, just try to stay close to collect soul. Don't do nail cancels because he can teleport after any hit. So if you do a nail cancel and he just teleports off your nail, it's bad. Watch what I do as he respawns here. He'll respawn on the same place every time on this patch. And you want him to be going right so you can get a double immediately off that damage rotation, but if he doesn't, that's fine. It's 4 nail slashes from when he explodes in essence right there. And then you buffer another dream nail afterwards to get early control. But don't finish the dream nail. Just start it. I don't think this inventory drop is optimal. I also don't care. So this is the easiest e-pogo. Land on that platform briefly, drop straight down, walk to where I am. As soon as the spore gets to the point in the background where I jumped, you jump, just holding down, pogo twice, and then you can dash up. It's just simple as. In this room, you have to do the entire room the way that I just did it in order to get this Mantis pogo perfectly. You can still get it if you don't, but this movement's very specific too, to get that early control. The Mantises are just so finicky. So, I did the right stuff. Use that as your source material. Right here, you're going to remember to ring the bell. And if you don't, next time you quit out to this bench, remember to ring the bell. And then we're going to head to Elder Hue here. Don't hard fall like an idiot. I'm going to flub the nail hits a little bit in this fight. But the fireballs are correct, so as long as you're gathering soul to do the fireballs like I do, that's fine. That start was exactly what you want to be doing. There's where I kind of messed it up a little bit. So 1 fireball left, 1 fireball right, and then 1 fireball left. And you want to have 1 extra cast of soul afterwards, or some enemies later. Go to this spot. If he dies while you're near that door, you want to leave and re-enter because it's faster, but if not, just stay. It's fine. Don't do this walking storage, do the transition walking storage, it's better. You can check the world record or any good run for that. If you have under 286 geo, which I do here, you're going to kill this top row of enemies, which I do here. And then you're always going to kill the bottom row. Don't hard fall. Fireball doesn't go quite that far. Do not bench here, because we're going to quit out to resting grounds. So you're going to buy this, jump up here, don't dunk in these spikes like I always do. Grab this relic, and then you'll quit out. Alright, now you're just going to go head up to the seer. Nothing special to this movement. This is where you would ring the bell if you forgot to do it earlier. Either way is fine. Doesn't lose time one way or another, but I like to just do it as soon as possible. That way I can kind of hear the stag the second time I come in, and if I don't hear him, I'm like, oh, I gotta go ring the bell, you know. On our way into the glade here, I used to try to like do a neutral dash there so I could do like an extra dash in this room, but I really don't think it cares, or matters rather. For Revicless, this is a trans dash, so you want to like dash like from just a little bit away from the wall and time up your jump so that it transfers that momentum away from the wall. And you gotta do it like decently low to get around that geometry. It's tough. Like it's kind of a scam, honestly, time-wise. Like I lose time on average, and I'm pretty good at it. Like I'm decent, so I don't know. Learn it if you want. I don't want to call it iconic, but like it's a known skip. People like it, so. It's a good time to point out that in my splits where it says 1U and 2U and 1D, those are stag directions. Like most people use those to tell them in this split when you stag, you're gonna menu 1 up or 2 up or 1 down. Two gorgeous husk here. Pogo this big fella twice, so that 1 fireball kills it. Fireball from this alley, you should hear if it doubles or not. And then if all of these double and that one doubled, then the boss will die, like that. If not, you'll have to fire an extra fireball or 2, depending. So just pay attention, and you can be ready to react. Then you fireball the rest of those husks on the way out. That's why you pogoed that one. You need 500 geo by the time you get to Lems, so when you enter this room, you want 482 at least, because you can kill these husks and then they give 18. So. If you still don't have 500 geo, you can get some more in Raptor's room, but it's just like they're harder enemies, and like you're in Rafters, it's like spooky, you know. So for this skip, you're going to, just as I do, you're going to tank, pogo, fireball, pogo. And if you don't get it right off the jump, like I just missed it, don't worry, because you can just lure the Vengefly up like as high as you can get it and then tank and start it there. It's not a huge deal. That's left side Rafters. Right side Rafters is very precise, very difficult, and you can't try it again. So. I'm gonna sell all here, and then we're going to put out. Oh, I didn't mention it, but it's very important. I guess it's not that important. It's not, huh? Well, I didn't mention it, but you want to bench in King Station when you're making your way here. That's just to save the time of calling the stag back to resting grounds. It's not a huge deal. And we're gonna stag 2 up to Dirtmouth. If you don't know this movement in in the stag room, this is how you do the room. Pretty simple. You want to jump dash to this bench, and then jump dash to the door by lantern. And then when we're making our way back to the right, we're not benching. So we're not going to jump at all, we're just going to dash 3 times. The fastest way to get through this room is jump dashing, but the spacing works out here that if we jump dashed, we'd only do 2. And it's faster to dash 3 times than it is to jump dash twice, even with a slow zone on the floor. Don't watch my movement in this room. Bad. Like, it's not slow necessarily, but like it's not right, and I don't know which part of it isn't right. Do wiggles here if you're on keyboard. If you're not on keyboard, you'll have to do the look down toll. Watch any run before like 2021 for that. We got Pogax coming up here. Do it how I do. I learned by watching, but I'm pretty sure there are tutorials around. On 1221, that's pretty consistent. It just goes like that. On LP, it's actually not worth it because it's RNG enough to where you lose time on average. This room, the cycles are all based on like your movement through the room. And I did mess up a little at the end there, but I did what I like to do throughout most of it. Wow. I entered this room facing the wrong way and I didn't just reset the cycle. Like, I should have just left the room and re-entered. But I just, like, sent it. I'm actually not really being punished for it. If that happens to you, leave the room and come back, so you can be on the right cycle. So, for the next room, I'm going to do the damage cycle. And I forget which one, but in the first 2 videos in this series, one of them does damage cycle, one of them does damage less. Here's the damage cycle again. Pretty shrimple. And if there's any strats that I say like are simple or don't really mention, just watch your run back where you miss it and then watch it next to me or somebody else hitting it and look at what you did differently. That's the be all end all of it. My runs all have input displays except for my switch runs because you can't have an input display for that. So you can see exactly what I'm doing. Just watch. A lot of stuff in this game can just be learned by watching. There are some runs like Celeste where it's like there's so much tech going on that you could watch the exact inputs and still have no idea what the frick happened, That's not really the case in this game. It just do the inputs. Okay, so we bought Elegant Key. We're going to stag to Kings, which is 2 down. No need to bench because we're going to bench Inspire. Remember that you have C-Dash here. This is the first time you use it in the run, and I'm so prone to just forgetting I have it and dashing through this whole area, which loses like tens of seconds. It's so bad. For this pogo, I guess I'd call this like Spire pogo, you need to pogo like near the peak of your jump to get enough height, but not quite at the peak because then you miss it. These wall jumps I do line me up exactly for hitting that lever through the ground, so just copy my movement and you'll get that consistently. The movement in this dark room is jump, dash, dash, jump, jump. All of it's holding right until the last jump. And both jumps are... The jump dashes are not full jumps because the dash is cutting them off, but the other ones that are just jumps, those are full jumps. Yeah. Alright. So this Twister dies to 2 fireballs, ideally a fireball double, or 1 fireball like that and 3 nail hits. Kind of like don't really care if it doubles or not, because if it doesn't double, you get soul to use in this fight. It is faster if it doubles, but it's like, it doesn't matter that much. This is a hard boss. You need to practice it, or your runs are gonna die here. So, and even if you do practice it, like, you'll probably still die here sometimes. It happens. We have so little equipment for this boss. But as far as actual strategy goes, try to get doubles with your fireball, and then try to keep a folly alive towards the end, because we're going to use it for a skip right now. So I don't even bother with the Geo yet. Bring the folly up here, just like that. And then make sure you get here in time, because the folly can actually hit you early if you take too long. And then it hits you a second time and kills you. Do wiggles here, and then quit out. The wiggles just make the save icon show up earlier. I'm not sure if you can on controller, because you need to like hit a specific frame where you're turning around. And controller wiggles like don't work the same, I guess. I don't know, man. Let's do this dark room again. 3 hits off this fella, but do it faster than I did. There's better strats, watch world record for it. I'm just like, I used to be able to do the right one, and then I broke it. Here, make sure you're facing left when you do that fireball. So it actually hits the wall. And we're into Watcher Knight. So, how to learn this fight. Step 1, you need to learn this nail rotation I do. It's nail, okay, I didn't do it there, but I didn't do it all on that first night. It's nail, jump, nail as you're going up, pogo, dash over it, and then turn around and nail. So it's 4 nail hits, and that last nail can be a nail cancel. So it's 3 nails and then a nail cancel for 4 hits and 1 cast. And then when there's 2 of these on screen, you just need to make sure you're hitting both of them with each Shade Soul you shoot. You want to keep their health balanced so that the next pair spawns at the same time, and you don't have time where there's only 1 knight on screen at once. Because if there's only 1 knight on screen at once, you can only damage 1 at a time. And that's the true story. We get the Geo after Lurian. Those are your first 2 concerns in that fight, by the way, and then you start thinking about getting doubles and triples with your fireballs. Because if your fireball hits both knights, that's a double. We're lavaing! We're lavaing! A little bit. I've not turned that thing on in like at least 7 years. I was not really going to be surprised if it like just like crusted up somehow and didn't melt the wax ever again. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, by the way. It's like wax in that liquid. Pretty neat. Alright. Enough chit-chat. Back to work. So we're gonna get this Geo chest. You only need like 2/3 of it, but I get all of it because I can't be bothered to lose a run at the cost of like 2 seconds. So, I don't know. I'm just paranoid. And pretty simple movement as we go here. Fun fact, this run is not going to PB. The end time of this run is going to be 107.57. So you might wonder why I'm posting it. By 107.53, do this fall like I do, it's pretty cool. I uploaded it to YouTube and submitted it, and then I watched the YouTube video, and it did not have audio. So, oh my That sucks. And this patch is like kind of cringe and can just do that sometimes. So, you know, it happens. So I grind this category for a week. And this is all off stream because I can't really run this patch and play on stream. Like I get like 80 more FPS off stream. Which is why I avoid playing this patch for the most part. And I grind it for a week. I finished 2 runs. This is the second run. And I just wanted another 107, and I got it. And so I go to upload this one to YouTube. No audio either. Do these wall lurks just like I do. You gotta dash a little earlier on that one. But otherwise the strats are all good. And the only one that's RNG if you get hit is the second upside down one. Right here. And I did not get hit. And then I uploaded this one to YouTube. It also didn't have audio. I was like, what the heck? Like, I know I have my audio set up right. And what happened was I have my audio split out across all 6 tracks. And track 6 had all of my audio because that's the track I send to my stream. And I thought, since I had in my like recording tab of OBS all these separate audio tracks checked, that they would all be in the recording. And they're in the file, but YouTube only looks at track 1. So, word to the wise, make sure your track that has everything on it is track 1. Moral of the story, also, my 107.53 is submittable, I just need to re-upload it. With the audio on track 1 this time. So, that was rough. And sometimes it can just, you know, it can be so hard to get runs going when you're in that sort of mental space. But I pulled this one out, so. I did still want to show it to you because I did work so hard to get it, but also, as you'll see, I get to a similar time in just such a different way than in my first run. So this is just giving you more data points to learn from. And, you know, obviously I'm making this video quite a bit different by making it educational. So, broken vessel, not too much to talk about there, but here in Lostkin, basically, he staggers every 6 hits. So you want to stagger him in the corner, 3 nail hits, the third of which is an up slash. And then, hopefully, if you get a dash, you shoot that fireball and you get a triple, and he staggers already. Yeah. Eventually he does run out of staggers, which he did there. If he doesn't stagger after 6 hits, you know he's almost dead, so you really go all out. But if he doesn't give you the dash, you just cling to the wall, and then slash, and that'll slash away from the wall and push him away so you don't get hit. And that's really the whole strat for the fight. If he's not behaving, not staggering the corner, you just gotta keep doing little jump fireballs to get doubles, and eventually he'll behave. That was a gold! That was a really good. That's a 256. That's a banger. It's a big gold, too. 2.5 seconds, so. Hey. Hey. So, I'm not doing it right now because I don't think I'm on a best split time, but there's a live split comparison called best split times, and that's not best segments, which are all of your golds next to each other. Best split times is the best pace you've ever been on at each split point. And I really enjoy running against that. Just something about it works for my mentality. Like, I want to be doing better than I've ever done. I don't want to compare myself to a perfect run by my strats, like that's unfair. But if I'm doing PB attempts, it's because I know I can do better than my PB. So being green to my PB is like okay, you know, like I expect to be green to my PB. That's just my mentality, you know. So I want to be doing the best I've ever done, and that's a good goal for me. So when I'm green to that comparison, that's like big dopamine. I really like that. So that's what works for me. So you stag the resting grounds here, bench, grab Dream Wielder, immediately quit out, immediately equip it when you load in, the same way you did with Shaman Stone. And then we're going to bench to Crossroads. Don't bench at Crossroads because we're going to quit back to resting grounds after this. You want to grab, I think it's 2 casts of Soul on the way here, because you also want to break the breakable wall with your Shade Soul. I don't do it because I don't know the lineup, but just watch a good run and get the lineup. I do recommend that you do that, but I'm just going to use my Nell here, so I only gathered 1 cast of Soul, and then you get the other 2 from that Maggot. For this fight, you want to get 2 doubles right off the bat here, and then anytime he does that swing attack, you jump and get a double or 2. Then anytime he jumps over you, you use Dream Wielder to get 2 casts of Soul. And that's the formula. That first phase was literally perfect for me. And then you want to get triples. I messed the first phase up, but we'll do it right here. Nicely done, as I almost died to a fucking rock. That was so spooky. Basically on those triples, you're hitting mace. Here's your fireball. Mace, body, mace. It's really cool. That's like my favorite kill in the entire game, is Shade Soul fail jump. I'm quite far ahead of my PB, as you can see. 33 seconds ahead. And I think I'll be further ahead at some point. So you might be wondering how this does in PB. And the answer is, true ending's really hard. And it's really hard to finish runs. I told you that this was my 2nd finished run in a week. And that's the truth. I was on 106 pace, I think, into White Palace at some point during this week. Like, I was over a minute ahead of this PB. And I think I just lost a bunch of time in White Palace, and then I died to Radiance anyways. So definitely could get a better time, but I do think I'm done with this category for now. Kind of burnt out on it right now. I've been commentating runs of this category literally all week. Like, I did my last video. I did like probably 6 or 7 practice commentary runs with the boys at GDQ, and then I'm doing this video. And the videos include more than just recording this. I mean, I'm watching the run back, I'm writing the script. It's so much work. So we got Dreamgate. Immediately set a Dreamgate at King Station there. So kind of done with this category for the moment. Just a little burnt out. We're gonna do 6 wall jumps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then C dash. You could also just use the spot on the wall to line up, but I don't. You can't mash for that dash. You have to time it up. If you miss it, you can charge a C dash and try again, or you can wall jump off the little lip there, and that spaces it out perfectly. So you can just wall jump and then dash wings. That was the correct movement in this room, and it's so satisfying to me. I'm sure you like don't really care, but if you want to know the right movement in the room, that was it. Also this room. I'm so bad at this room, but I got it. You want to come into this fight with 1 cast of Soul, and then you're immediately going to Dream Knell for the other 2 casts. And then through this fight, you're literally just gonna shoot fireballs at slight jumps and hope they double. And then every single stagger, you're gonna hit her with your Dream Nail for your next fireballs. And then you live to the next stagger, and then you Dream Nail again. And that's the fight. This fight's so much easier with Dream Nail. Because, like, it was slower to Dream Nail full stop before you had Dream Wielder. And now not only, like, can you Dream Nail, but it gets you 2 casts. So you're just fireballing until she dies. I love it. So you can grab King's Brand here, excuse me. And then, you know, C-dash back to the right. When you're coming out of the cutscene of Hornet saving you right here, you want to mash focus, as you can see me do. And then as soon as the knight, like, twitches a little bit, that's your cue to then hit Dream Nail and then up in order to Dream Gate out. You want to make sure it's Dream Nail up, not... Or wait. You want to make sure it's up Dream Nail, not Dream Nail up. In this specific case. Or else you can lock yourself out of Dream Nail. So up Dream Nail, just like I did. And you want to stag down to Hidden Station here, 2D, for Shade Cloak. After I open up the door, there's a cool C-dash here, or sorry, there's a cool walking storage here that I don't do, but you should learn it. And here as well. But if you don't do my strat here, there's gonna be a coil object, like a spiral object in the background, an inventory drop right where I did, lined up on the object. You can use that for the visual cue, to get that first clean inventory drop, and then you just rub up against that next platform, and it's another clean inventory drop. This movement was close enough as well. For the sibling climb, first of all, they do double damage, so be careful. Second of all, basically, just hope that they're siblings to Pogo all the time. You want to go left as soon as possible, but there's not always siblings over there to Pogo, so gotta do what you gotta do. And whatever you do, just don't fall, because then the siblings are all out of place, and there's like a horde trying to kill you. It's just spooky. As soon as you hit this, like, void water here, quit out immediately. If you're not sure if you pause too early or too late, it splits when you hit it. So if it split, you're good. If it didn't split, get on pause. And then as soon as you load in here, as soon as the mouse disappears right there, you can Dream Gate out. And this time it doesn't matter which order you hit the buttons in. I tend to hit Dream Nail first, except for that one that I told you about, because there are some scenarios where if you press up or down, you'll interact with something. But if you press Dream Nail first, that signifies to the game, okay, I'm doing a Dream Nail function of some sort. Make sure you hit the Stag Bell after you Dream Gate back here, and then you're going to head down to Markov. You want to have 7 hits of soul on your way into Markov, so get those however you will. I'm pretty sure you can C-dash here, but I'm not sure. I know you can C-dash here, but I can never time it up right, and I always get hit, so I just don't. This C-dash, however, is free. You can do this. So I've got 4 hits of soul, it looks like here, so I need at least 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this fight's going to be 2 nail hits and 3 doubles, so 6 hits total of Shade Soul. And there's 1 double, 2 double, and the last one just didn't double. Sometimes you have to be a little patient to make sure Markov's not going to run into anything and stop moving so you can get your double. And that fight gets tough at the end if you have no soul, so you gotta make sure you do it right. And we stacked a Dartmouth. We're gonna bench here. We're done with that awesome Dream Gate that I love at King Station, unfortunately. And we'll move our way backwards through King's Pass. Nothing really to write home about. Just gather some soul as you're going. You want to have full soul for Gord. I always do that. You can just see that through that crawlet. I'm always like, I'm gonna gather soul off of it, and then I hit it, and then it falls. And it's like, alright. So I've got 3 hits of soul here. I always use my nail to gather soul, but if you need it, you can dream nail this crawlet right here. Like, there's no reason not to do that, and that gives you 2 full casts. I watched Strat do that a lot as we were at GDQ. So this needs 5 shaded soul hits, which is 2 doubles if you got full soul. And I only got 1 double, so I had to get an extra hit. Make sure there's a bench fly over here, because if it hits you, you can quit out a little earlier. And you don't have to wait for it to come hit you. I was just seeing if it would. Alright, on the way to Umu now. For Gruzzer drop, we're going to do mid drop, which some people do in VS even, but I do right side drop in VS. It's just safer here to do mid drop because there's less goop falling down there. And then just go straight in the middle of this gap and you'll dodge all the tick-ticks. You just gotta go just cure it down the center. Here, remember to cancel your C-dash before you hit the Gome. You can always turn around and get a hit on that infected benchfly. Get a hit on this fella. Just walk left into this wall and it lines up perfectly. You know, that's all there is to it. This is Trinomi drop. It's cool, but it's also pretty hard. I hit it here, so if you're wondering how to do it, that's how. But don't be frustrated if you can't get it. I do recommend learning it though, because it's fast and it's cool. It's swag. You gotta set this Dream Gate here, and that's what I'm talking about with hitting Dream Gate before, or sorry, hitting Dream Nail before pressing down. Because if you press down and then Dream Nail, it'll enter Archives. So that's the reason I prefer to do it the way I do it. Don't get hit here. Just stupid. You need at least 2 hits of soul entering this fight. I have 6. But just kite Umu exactly how I'm doing it as we go through here. I love to see 2 short attacks right away because you can't get 3 of either attack in a row. And I really hate getting a short attack for the last attack, but obviously you want 2 shorts, 1 long. That's the fastest pattern, so I got like literally the perfect pattern, and then I was just too far away and couldn't make it over to do the 4 nail hits. It was so frustrating. Like everything went perfectly and I just kind of messed it up. Even missed that dream nail. But just gonna be a matter of getting a little soul and then bang bang. So, if you want to see a 1 cycle, I know I've hit it on these splits before, but I don't know if I've posted it anywhere, so watch world record. They get it. Like a 20-second time loss if you miss it. As you can see in PB, I also missed it. Oh no, that split's there. I must have gotten a 3 cycle in PB then, that's crazy. I'm trying to think back and remember. That's pretty rough. I got a 3 cycle. I might have just gotten 2 extras on a 2 cycle. Like an extra on both cycles. I think that's what happened. So as soon as you are able to skip the cutscene here, skip it, and then you're going to quit out. And then when you load back in, you're going to Dream Gate out right away, like you did after Shake Hook. Alright, this is 4 dashes. And then optimally you can C-dash into the next room, but it's like a little risky because you can hit this jelly and make it explode on you, so I just don't even bother. Set a Dream Gate here and gather Full of Soul on the way to No Eyes. My movement like wasn't perfect there and probably won't be here, but like it's good enough. It's the general idea. That was good. That's the right movement. I'm just in this room, make sure you get Full Soul. No Eyes takes 5 Shade Soul hits, so on 3 casts, that's 2 doubles. I got 1 double out of the first 2. She fucking dodged that entirely. I missed that. This is so rough. Oh my gosh, and she doesn't double there, so I need to get another one. And I actually got the 8 nail hits before I got my 5th fireball off. Or my 4th fireball even. That hits her at least. So, I only lost 8 to gold. My gold must be terrible. Because that was not good. I love this movement, entering the room here. I'm going to take the Shade Gate to enter Queen's Gardens. And make sure you have 6 hits of soul at least entering this first arena. Too low here. But having more soul is good, because we're going to need it later, so much soul as you can get. Even nail cancel this Petra. And then you're going to hit this little thorn hitbox that I'm showing you on screen. And respawn down there. Pop up here. I'm on 1 HP. That's spooky. But after that No Eyes, I'm probably on a decent amount of tilt, and I don't care about this run anymore. Even though I'm 50 seconds ahead. That's how it goes. Okay, I do heal. And then through this room, you want to be gathering soul. I just don't know how to do it on this patch, because the enemies are kind of RNG. Like, more than on LP at least. I don't know, man. Even though it takes so long to leave and re-enter, it's still faster than waiting for the freaking bench. It's so funny. For this arena coming up, you want to have full soul entering it, so you won't have to do as many dream nails. Like, you won't have to try to do a dream nail here and then like gather soul a bunch. Like, that's really slow. And that's just because I didn't have soul to enter. It's a lot smoother if you do have soul entering it, but I've caught up on soul now. Unfortunate that that didn't double on either Mantis. It's supposed to. You're not supposed to have to do any nail hits in this arena. Like, Dream Nail and Shade Soul is supposed to do all the damage. Watch a better run to see how it goes, but that's a decent way to kind of freestyle it if it goes off track. That was so silly, I just didn't hit wings. I'm gonna set a Dream Gate right here. Orgs. Try not to get hit, because there are more frogs and there's also Marmot. Related, try to gather soul. There's more frogs and there's Marmot. Sometimes Shade Soul can be a good tool here to not get hit, because they all die in 1 to Shade Soul. But I got decently lucky through frogs, so no need. We're gonna do the Yumu quick kill here. Did I get it? No. Oh! But I got the triple, and I did get it. Haha! Nice. I think that might be the first time I've ever hit that in a run. I'm so serious about that. It's so hard, because you have to, like, jump frame 1. Lure this guy over in Dream now so you can get 2 casts. Do the movement like this. And then just top off your soul up here. The Trader Lord Arena isn't like particularly hard, but it's faster to have full soul. Worth your time to gather it on the way. I didn't C-dash on the way here. Any dub enjoyers? That's a dub. Sorry about my voice or like sniffling or whatever. I'm still, you know, like I don't feel sick anymore, but my body is like still suffering effects. Trader Lord, I didn't know it at the time, but you can actually get doubles on the jump attack as well as the dash attack. And I used to try to get doubles on the dash attack, and I just always failed and always got hit, so I stopped trying. But it turns out it's easier on the jump attack to get doubles. So, go for doubles. One note that I didn't make is if you're on like 1 HP after Marmu and you're not comfortable going to Trader Lord on 1 HP, you can save quit to refresh your health, because you're just going to Dream Gate back to that spot anyways. So anywhere where that's the case, the save and quit's pretty free. It loses like 4 seconds. And it's a full health refresh, so if you want to do it, do it. Thank you, Tree Mommy, for Mommy's Fragment. Here, we're just going to try to fall nice and clean here. I am so bad at this drop. But I almost got it. I almost got it. Here, just kind of do what I do. Except for the part where I hard fall there, and then I'm gathering soul for some reason. I don't know. Do all those dashes as fast as I did them, because then you can do that dream now without the spider bothering you. And if you do it all fast enough, you can get the dream tree and that spider in the same dream now, so you can get soul and activate the dream tree at the same time. And just follow that route out of the room. You get way more essence than you'll ever need. And we can head to Galleon. I don't feel the need to heal at 4 soul or 4 health here, but Galleon's pretty tough, so if you do, the heal's pretty much free because you just get the soul right off that devout. Just dream now them in the butt. They don't realize that you're there, so pretty free. I wrote in my notes for this fight, win and don't die. As you saw, I got a double at the start of the fight there. I go for that because I'm a little baby boy and I don't know the like really hard kill, so I just hope for doubles and then deal with the consequences when I don't get 3 doubles. But that was fine. I'm gonna C-dash here. That was the movement of all time. On our way into Den here, we're gonna remember not to sit on the trap bench. Don't. We're going to skip into Den, like so. You can also C-dash all the way to the right wall and then climb up there. I think that's more consistent to be quick, but I think like technically optimal is the left side climb. That's a little rude. If you're on 1 HP, that can kill you. Strat, like up slashes the devout right before he shade cloaks through, so that can't happen. If you're good at that, then I'd recommend doing it when you're on 1 HP. Otherwise, I would really not recommend it, because I don't mind getting hit there if I'm not on 1 HP. So I'm about to get a health refresh, you know? It just risks taking 2 damage. It spooks me, alright? Spooks me. After Hera here, we're gonna head back and get a Dream Nail on that Devout. Shade Cloak right back through, and we are outie. None of the hard parts have done. We just skip all of it, including that Devout twice. If you don't have 250 Geo here, you can like kill that Devout, or there's some Geo rocks. But you should really never be short. I've never been short with this route. I do recommend this C-Dash Quick Bell. But you can also do a Fire Bell if you really want to. But I like to keep the Soul. And I'm just partial to the C-Dash one. I think it's fun. So... you don't have to bench here, but you can if you want. Your hard saves at Hera, which is really, really bad, so to each their own. But the important part is you're not going to quit out after you get Awoken Dream Nail. You're going to walk back to the stag, because we want to keep our 2 casts of Soul. And we're gonna stag to Hidden Station and enter White Palace. If you see my stag notes here say 1U, 2D, that's because the first stag in the split is 1 up, and then the second stag is 2 down. This King's Mold takes 4 Shade Souls to kill, but you can get him to back up like a Moss Knight. Or he just does it on his own sometimes. And I almost died to him. Goofy. Also, I'm like a minute ahead of PB right now. Very good pace. This C-Dash, you have to literally be hanging off the wall. And if I wasn't on 1 HP here, I would do King's Mold Skip, but I am, and I'm bad at King's Mold Skip, so I'm going to fight this guy, because I'm more confident in that. Again, 4 Shade Souls. If you know King's Mold Skip, and like you ever go for it in runs, you should be confident enough to go for it at 1 HP before you start doing it in runs. So... also nice Geo. I don't think you pick up any Geo for the rest of the run. Sweet. Let's see here. Coming up to Atrium here. We're going to do left side first. I considered going to the bench in the middle of this room, but I don't know the room well enough to like climb up there fast. So I was just like, I'll take the guaranteed, just gather soul from these guys. The cycle in this room that I'm taking is not super, super tight, but there's a much, much tighter one that you can take. Messed up that movement there, and as such, I did not hit my cycle. Let me tell you, I haven't done that in a long time. You have to wait a while to catch the next cycle. This cycle is also very tight. And then I do this, which is the old strat. Learn the dash strat. Like, I used to know it, I just forgot it, and never relearned it. Please do the dash strat. Not only is it eons faster, but it's so cool. Walking storage. And I just bench here because I'm like spooked. I don't know if you can relate to that, but like that bench is not gonna help me. Like if I die, like it's over. And like I also have full soul, so if I take 2 hits to where I needed to heal, like my run's like dead anyways, so well, I don't want to say that too quickly. That's rough, buddy. This run has a best possible time of 106.43 entering White Palace. This doesn't even PB. It's a hard category, hard to finish. I want to be patient for this cycle here. You saw I didn't jump as fast as I could, because if I did jump as fast as I could, I would have hit that saw. Hope this helps. Line your eye up right on that rail, I guess that is, I don't know. And here, you want to fall through, and then it's like, if you fall through as soon as you can, it's like a little wings, and then you open your inventory. But if you go as late as I did, you can see I barely did a wings before I opened my inventory. You can do jump wings dash here if you're a psychopath, but do jump dash wings because it's morally correct and just so much easier. This is a rough White Palace, my dude. I pretty much messed up something in every phase of it. We're still green though. And this is probably like best pace. Is it? No, I think I died to Radiance on better pace than this. Let me check. Overcharm here. My best split times. Nope, this is my best split time. 1:00:01. I recommend this drop. It's the same one as in like 1XX and latest patch T. But there is a mid drop you can do, which is faster. Set this safety dream gate. It's literally free. And each hit to a sibling here does 4 damage, and they can also just wombo combo you into spikes. So it's really easy to die in here. Set the dream gate. That dream gate makes the death cost like 20 seconds instead of like a minute. So for this climb, I used to know a decent route. This is not it. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta freestyle it a little bit. In general, the platforms are on the left. At the start, you want to go right a tiny bit first, and then you can go left. But as you climb the room enough times, some of the geometry gets familiar, and you kind of know where you are. The right answer is learning a route and sticking to it. But sometimes then you might fall, and then gotta find where you are. So my talent is forgetting everything I ever try to learn, and then being able to improvise well enough to still get PBs. Okay. You're loading in here, open your inventory, equip Shaman Stone just like after you die for Shade Skip. And we're gonna make our way to THK. How's that lava coming? Yeah, look at that. It's lavin'. Check that out. Yeah. All right. I'm so easily amused. I thought I lost that stuff, so I'm just so happy to have it back. So I talked about how scuffed everything was about recording and editing that video from GDQ, the TE 101. I learned my lesson from that. That will hopefully be the worst content I ever put out on this channel. The quality, hopefully, will stay higher than that always. I promise. Alright. We're here in the THK fight. And all we're trying to do here really is get doubles when they dash. Don't parry when they do the 3 slashes attack. And don't, get the parry attack. Don't get unlucky. And until they do self-stab, you're free to just do damage at will. But after self-stab, you want to kind of keep track of how much health you're doing. And when you're getting close to killing it, stop using soul. Because you want to have full soul when you enter the Radiance. Your HP refreshes to full when you enter the Radiance, but your soul stays how it was before. So method 1 is having full soul by the time you get to the damage value, right? I'm going to sense that it's coming up pretty soon here. Oh, I sensed it too late. And if you realize that they're about to scream, you can do a scream skip and get soul that way. If not, you can do a Dream Nail early control here and get 2 more nail hits in. Which is what I had to do here, and I actually don't have full soul. I think I have 8 hits. So, not ideal. And then in Radiance, yet again, we want to get doubles. Jump to the top of her hitbox where it's widest to get doubles. Basically, you want to stay close to gather soul. And then once you have soul, get a little further away so you can fire those fireballs and get your doubles. You are more likely to get a double if you're further away, to a certain point. If you want to get rid of these orbs, kite them into the ground, or if you're able to, you can Shade Cloak through them, and that'll make them disappear. That was dumb, I should have Shade Cloaked. Or maybe it wasn't up. And then at the end of this phase here, you want to get like full soul ideally, and then go off to the side and shoot 2 fireballs, which both double, and that ends the phase. I was super scared. I was doing a bunch of random shit. I had finished one run in a week, you know, and this was on pace to beat PB. So I was 30 seconds ahead of PB. Now PB had a pretty good radiance, so I had to have like an okay radiance to PB. And that beginning was kind of slow, but like I can still PB. At the beginning of this phase, I did the Dream Nail timed up to when Radiance spawns. Make sure you do that. And then whenever Radiance spawns here, if they're just chilling there, you can get another Dream Nail and like that. I did not know that was going to happen. That was not planned. The commentary is just on point and past me obliged. Oh, it's so unfortunate. She should be almost dead though. Shoot a fireball. Yeah, there she goes. I hate this climb with every fiber of my being. It's so scary. And we win, but we don't PB. We'll do a little timing here for you. On the last slap, there are another 14 seconds on the timer. So, if you're wondering what time you get, that's how you can know. 107.57. Really good run. I was a minute ahead of this PB into White Palace, and I didn't PB, but that's just how you can see that there's a lot of different ways to get to a time. And if you're, you know, struggling to finish runs because you feel like your PB's dead, I hope you can think about this run and compare it to my actual PB and see that maybe I'll just have a crazy endgame and win that way. And when you're a lot of time ahead, like I was here, you can think to yourself, well, I still have to focus the fuck up. Or I can lose a minute in the last 10 minutes of the run like Mr. Sir did. Yeah, so that was True Ending 102. Like I said, I'm going to be done with True Ending for now. I think next what I'm going to do is LP any %. So I have a Shade Soul any % video recorded, at least the gameplay. So that'll probably be the next video in this series. And in the background, I'll actually be playing LP any %. And I have a high 36 right now, so I'll be going for my 35. And honestly, I feel like I could 34. So that's kind of bold, but we'll see. Definitely tune into my stream for that. I'm going to be streaming a lot, working on that. So look forward to that, and I hope I see you around. Let me know if you come from these videos. It'd be so cool. And let me know if there are any runs that you want to see in this series. I've run just about every run in this game, and I've run a bunch of runs in Celeste, and I've run a bunch of runs in Mario 64, and I've run Odyssey, and I've run some other games that aren't coming to mind. And I want to run a bunch of other games and a bunch of other categories. So anything you want to see in one of these videos, just comment, let me know. And if I missed anything or said anything wrong in these videos, I live under a rock, please let me know. If you like this, make sure you subscribe and make sure that you leave a comment. Watch another one of my videos after this. That definitely helps me out. And I think that's all I got for you today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.